Let's talk a little bit about fatherhood, because another area where I feel like there isn't great information just presented in media is just how to be a good dad. And the data on fatherhood is actually quite dismal, right? Something like over half of children are raised without fathers, or should I say in a single parent household, the vast majority of them being fathers that abandon or aren't around, or maybe, pushed out, whatever. And we're not often taught how to be good dads because we don't either have dads or our dads were there and working all the time. What are the characteristics of a good father? I mean, you're raising kids, like, what are the things you need to work on or do to really be the kind of father that a child needs?
Absolutely. You need to provide 4 things as a father. 4 things. I was just on with a client just the other day. He said, Adam, I'm 40 years old. I don't know how to be a man. Help me be a man. I said, okay, you got kids? Yes, let's start there. 4 things that a father and husband must provide. Number 1 is resources. Yes, you have to feed your children. You have to have a roof, right? Water, food, shelter, safety. It's basic. Resources. Number 2 is security, right? Provide and protect. Security. Not just physical security, but emotional security. If they get hurt, can they come to you for help, or do you smack them for getting too close? When they're scared, can they come to you and feel safe? When they have a need, can they come to you and feel safe, right? Security with you as a father. Number 2. Number 3 is stability. Are you disciplined? Are you emotionally disciplined? So you're consistent, you're understandable, you're believable, you're predictable in a good way. They can predict you so they can build a life around you, right? Are you stable in that regard? Do you provide that stability? And not only that, but loving their mother so the family will not break up. Do you keep a stable household, right? And number 4 is love. Do you do all of this, not just with a mechanical mindset of, fine, I'm going to take care of you. Yeah, I guess the state says I have to. Do you seek the true goodness for that child, what is truly best for that human being or for your wife? Do you truly do all of the work that you do for their absolute goodness? Not as a selfless doormat, but as a man who is giving that love. Those are the 4 things a man must give to his family.
I've read you mentioned stability, and I know a lot of men initially think, stability and protection, like physical protection, and stability is like, okay, we got a house or whatever.
We stop there, yeah.
But what I've read is that a child who doesn't know how dad's mood is going to be or how he's going to react when I come to him, is dad in a bad mood? Is he going to snap? Is he going to yell? Is he unpredictable? That could raise a child to become hyper-vigilant, to read other people's emotions. So they're anxious. How's dad doing right now? Is he mad? Is he what? And also with themselves, keeping their own emotions, because I don't know how people react. So I'm just going to be like this, and I'm never going to let anybody know how I feel. So you end up raising children who kind of become like that.
Absolutely. That creates the world we're in now. I can't trust anybody. No one will ever love me, and I have to be careful how I approach people. If I have to talk to them, let me constantly fluff and fluff and fluff and fluff. Those are the girls that say, all right, I'm going to have sex with this guy so he doesn't abandon me. Those are the guys doing chores, hoping his wife will take off her shirt and jump on top of him like a jungle predator, and it will never happen because that's not how humans are built. Those are the kids that say, I can never trust any human being, so I have to perform like a trained circus poodle. And that's what that creates. If you as a father make your kids come to you like that, you are setting them up for a lifetime of that. The way you present to your kids and listen to them and love them determines everything about their life.
Yeah. What's interesting about this, and I recommend this to dads listening, because you'll learn a lot about yourself by doing this. I've been reading a lot about, because I have a toddler. Toddlers are interesting, right? They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very unpredictable. They're getting all these feelings. They don't know how to cope with them, right? And through learning about them, I actually learned about myself and about my spouse and all that. But one of the things that I learned was oftentimes when a toddler doesn't want to do something, we force them. Put your shoes on. No, you got to put your shoes on. And what I learned was ask them why they don't want to wear their shoes.
Yes.
What's weird about it is, I don't know, maybe 1 out of 10 times, they'll say something like, this happened the other day. I told my son, put your jacket on, we're going outside. I don't want to wear my jacket. And so I'll say, well, why don't you want to wear your jacket, buddy? 1 out of 10 times, this happened yesterday, he goes, oh, well, I guess I'll wear my jacket. Like 10% solved right there. Then the other 9 times,
reaction.
Then the other 9 times he's got a reason. Why don't you want to wear your jacket, buddy? Oh, I don't like the way it feels on my arms, or I don't like that particular jacket. Do you want to wear another jacket? Or I'm not cold. Oh, okay, you're not cold. I'll put the jacket here, and then if you get cold, you can come wear it. Like, sounds silly to say this, but we don't do this at all. So
it's not. It sounds silly, but it's not. Showing an interest in how the other person feels and why is a relationship. Most parents don't have relationships with their kids. They manage their kids.
Oh, that's a big one.
That's it. You teach your children how to have relationships with each other by how to be curious. That's brilliant. Exactly what you did right there. I do with my son. Hey, why are you so mad today? What's going on with you today? And then how can I help you solve that? Right? You're okay. You have, why don't you want to wear your jacket? Beautiful, beautiful first step. Okay. Well then how about this? Can we provide some alternate solutions to that? Or here's some more data you might not have known. Like you're not cold right now. Outside, why don't you open the door and stick your nose out there and see how cold it is, and then you'll see how cold it is. Then we'll talk if you want to wear your jacket or not.
That's what I do now. So take a step back. Now I say that to him. I say, hey, go outside and check and see if you want to wear your jacket or not. And he's like, yeah, I want to wear my jacket.
Exactly.
Like totally avoided all this.
Help them make their decisions by cooperating with them during conflict. When there's conflict, you cooperate, you train your kids for good. When there's conflict and you push them or coerce or explode, you're training them to never cooperate during conflict ever again. Train your children to be the adults you want to be with.
Right. And that takes more work, but I feel like it takes less work later on. Like,
it makes it easier later on.
Yeah.
Correct.
I like where we're going. This is more like tactical stuff, which is where I wanted to eventually get with you.
I'm here for it.
I'll never forget listening to this episode. I think it was Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson who had this conversation where I heard it first. And it made a huge impact on me, just the way I did something tactically every single day going forward. And he used this analogy of how as humans, we plan these vacations that we're going to, our summer vacation, it's a week-long vacation, and we spend all year thinking about that 1 week and the flights and the foods and where we're going to go. And I mean, and we spend months and months like planning this one little week of our life. And he goes, yet you will every single day come home from work and greet your wife and kid the first 15 minutes. And he did the math on the time, what that is. And it's like, and yet you don't ever even think about the way you do that. 100%. And so I've made this behavior of when I leave here and I go home, that I kind of stop and pause in the car, especially I know if I'm in a, off the phone from work or I'm frustrated because something here, and to like really become present, decouple myself from that stuff, and then enter the door with a different attitude if I need to switch that. And that's been huge for me, a very tactical thing I've done. What are some things like that that we can be to be better fathers and better partners with that are like tactical things that everybody should kind of practice?
Wonderful. I had a good friend just very recently asked me, Adam, I work from home and I have to constantly check in with my child and check out for good work and check in with my child. And he said, sometimes I'm so burned out at the end of the day that I don't have anything to give my child, or I only approach them in work mode. And every man here and every married woman listening to this knows men have work mode and then we have family mode, right? And you do not ever let those two touch because it'll be nuclear. So what I tell fathers, and especially if you work at home, is this, right? I worked an office job for a long time. You get ready in the morning, you put on your office uniform, your nice shirt, you have your briefcase, you go out the front door and you do your commute, then you drive home, and then you get home. What's the first thing you do? You take off your uniform, you take off your suit, you take off whatever it is, you get rid of it. Then you go in the bathroom and you wash your hands, you pee, you have a ritual, right? This ritual forms an association of something is changing, I am shifting modes. So fathers who work from home or fathers who have to switch circumstances, you must build rituals and associations of different uniforms. So my advice to my friend was this: do you have jammy pants, comfortable pajama pants? He said, yeah. I said, how often do you wear them? Not that often, because I just work and then I go and fall down in bed in my regular clothes. Okay. Every day at a certain time, you're going to stop, you're going to take off your jeans and you're going to put on these pajama pants. During that time, do you ever stop, wash your face, clean up? No, I don't do that because I'm not out. Okay. You're going to stop, put on your jammy pants. You're going to wash your face with cold water. You're going to take a couple deep breaths, and then you're going to walk out and play with your child. And what this is going to do, the first couple times, it's going to feel weird. After about a week, it's going to become a ritual. After that, your brain is going to say, okay, I'm switching modes, switching from work mode to dad mode. And it's in the same living room where you just conducted a meeting, but now you're going to play ponies with your daughter. And that right there, build associations. If you have to do that with your wife to get into the sexy mode with your wife, if she needs to do that, whatever your rituals are, build rituals into your daily life that help you switch modes. It is so much easier that way.